Hey, what's up? This is Mick, and you're listening to Piedmont Artist Profiles on Snow Peak Radio. Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Piedmont Artist Profiles. I don't want a gimmicky like. Hell yeah, everybody, welcome back to the show. But I feel like I should have more of a professional feel to it. Anyway, this week's episode, who am I kidding? I don't put these out every week. I'm trying. Anyway, this episode features the Donner Deads, a psychedelic rock band out of Statesville. A couple notes. We are still recording and writing episodes, so stay tuned for more frequent episodes out of our camp. We all have regular jobs, but no, shut up, Mick. No excuses. Get in the game. Also, I told you about a website a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's up, and we have some work to do on the SEO side of things, so it may not pop up in all of the Google searches it should, but if you go to PiedmontArtistProfiles.com, you will find all of our podcast blogs, and eventually there will be a calendar and stuff there. So anyway, go check the website. But I also said we had some bigger news coming up, and we still do, and I'm still going to keep that under cuff. Some of you heard my plans because I get to talking. Anyway, so tune in the next episode. I think I'll be ready to release it. The next episode will be a songwriter circle, and I'm going to give it to you at least a little bit of inside info, a hint of what we got going on. But this show, anyway, psychedelic rock is an acquired taste, and it is also, unfortunately, I believe, sort of a dying art form. Although I think it's prime for a resurgence, right? Like the resurgence of all the analog, and I think it could be its time. Anyway, that's why I was so excited to hear from these dudes up at Groove in the Madness Festival last summer. There's a lot of blending of influences, but these guys are definitely as pure of a psychedelic rock band as I've heard in a long time. So Blaine and DJ came over and we talked about their upcoming album, the scene as a whole, and the struggle that is this crazy life. We got the Donner Deads down here in the basement. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Thanks for having us.
Hell yeah. Real quick introductions. Only got two of you here, so we'll just go right here.
I'm DJ. I play guitar.
My name is Blaine, and I play guitar and vocals.
Right on. So the first time I checked you guys out was at the Groove in the Madness festivals, and you guys blew me away. What have you guys been up to since then?
Well, rehearsing a lot, and getting ready for our EP release later in the winter.
Right on.
We played the End of Summer Bash, which was at the Elk Lounge with some of the local communities, musical acts. Some were just like thrown together, and it was pretty fun.
Cool. So I saw a little bit ago you guys were looking for a bass player. Have you figured out your rotation right now?
We have a temporary thing going on right now where we moved our lead guitar player to bass for the time being. So yeah, I mean, we're looking for a bass player. We're just trying to make a lineup, that'll stick and hang,
Cool. So your guys' sound is what I wrote down when I first heard it was Sonic Youth, like Flaming Lips, like just layers on layers of music. What are your guys' influences?
Well, I'd say, I guess we really started the project when we found out this band existed, the Brian Jonestown Massacre. And once we listened to them, we kind of got the idea and the feel for psychedelic music. And it was very inspiring to us. So we started there and then started checking out bands like the Jesus and Mary Chain and the Velvet Underground, bands that you can kind of get lost in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Deep catalogs of music.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been playing in this formation, at least you two together?
With the two of us, a really long time.
Yeah.
5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, 5 years plus. We actually started this band, under this name like 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago.
And it didn't really work out. It kind of fell apart, and we decided, well, maybe this isn't the time for this,
right?
And so we kind of put it on back burner for a few years, and everything just kind of fell into place, and that's which is really beautiful, when things just kind of work out.
Right on.
So it's been going nice. Yeah.
So how old are you guys? How long have you been out of high school?
I'm 26.
26, really?
Yeah.
At the young phase.
I'm 24.
Right on. So it's been a while. It's kind of an irrelevant question, but it for you guys, you seem so young to me, and then like your influences are, I mean, you almost would have had to dig for those bands because they wouldn't have been in your face in your age, right?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I found the Brian Jonestown Massacre through a friend of mine who's in his late 60s.
Yeah.
He showed them to me, which is really funny, and like, and so and then we kind of took that and ran with it.
Mm-hmm. So what's your how do you guys go about writing songs? Is it a collective thing, or does somebody bring something to the table?
It's usually either DJ or I. We write the songs either separate or together, depending on the material. Sometimes, I'll write a riff and I just get stuck, and then I'm like, I need his help, So I bring him in, and we've been playing music so long together now that, you show him something and he gets it immediately, and I think it works, both ways like that.
You guys mentioned that you're working on an EP. Where are you guys recording that at?
Yeah. It's already done. It's in post-production right now.
Oh, great.
We recorded it in Statesville at Tone Studios with our friend Rocky Lynn. And it was a really great experience. It was really cool to, when you finally get to hear like what you heard in your head, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like coming through those monitors, there's nothing like that,
Absolutely.
Right on. How many songs you got on there?
It's just 4 tracks.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
These days, I think, with being able to produce stuff at home, I think it's almost best to just be putting stuff out constantly and not wait for the EP.
Right.
I mean, you could release 2 or 3 singles here or there throughout a year and then put it out as an EP going forward. But
right.
For local acts, I think to keep traction, you got to be just dropping songs when you get them.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep momentum going and keep people's attention, because they'll just drop off, because with the way social media and just the way local music works nowadays, it's really hard to just like keep up with everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to keep pumping and keep working
and writing music and trying to keep up with Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and all the other stuff is crazy. And that's what I do. I handle like most of the social media stuff.
So interesting, because like, that wasn't even a factor 10, 15 years ago, but now that's what makes you.
Yeah. I wish it was, I wish we could just play music and work on that all the time.
Well, it's a big popularity contest out there. It's not always about how talented you are. You could get a couple of the best musicians fresh out of college who went to school for music, and they put a band together that's instrumental. If they're not popular, no one's gonna follow you around. Yeah, probably not gonna go anywhere. And it's a little unfortunate, because you miss out on some of the best musicians I've seen around. Yeah. Sometimes they just don't get that chance.
I think it's super unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's also the beauty of like the beauty of all the modern things is that it's really it is a lot easier in some ways to cultivate some serious community.
For sure.
And that I think a lot of people, especially artists, kind of take that for granted sometimes, because we can sit around and bitch about like, oh, like, gotta post a bunch of stuff on Instagram and make sure I keep up with Facebook. But like in reality, like if it is like something we do keep up with, it's a way for us to like really build like a long lasting and strong community, and our own scene, I guess. Cause like I found just a few days ago, I found a psychedelic rock band in North Carolina, and that's the only one that I found that like does what we do, that plays psychedelic rock, not just jam.
Right. Right. A lot of it has a lot of jam in it.
Yeah.
You guys are purely psychedelic rock.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it with talking about the social media and stuff, I literally found out about Nirvana from a poster on a telephone pole. I mean, they were playing
Nice.
an Armory show, but like back then it was either on the radio, which was almost all garbage, or you saw it on a poster at a skate shop or something. And now it's like you can get the word out. So from that aspect, I guess it's probably easier, right? But I wonder what it does
sometimes.
to the product.
Well, I think the beauty of like pre-social media technology was that like word of mouth is so powerful. Is so powerful. It's I don't really see the internet as word of mouth.
No.
Really. Person to person is still like way more powerful than that will ever be, in my opinion.
Right. So I guess that's really kind of what we're trying to do here, is to build a community of artists to help spread the word.
Yeah.
You know, get fans of one band to go to the other band show and bring their fans with them, you know.
Yeah, well, that's how we build each other up, you know, and that's the only way to do it.
Well, I think there's no one else really looking out for local artists except for local artists. Some of the smaller venue owners for sure, like Dude
definitely.
that runs Evening Muse and people like that. But
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna have to be built from within, and I think that's important to do.
Until next festival season rolls around, we're going to try to be throwing a lot of DIY shows, a lot of house parties, and try to really start a community around here, because there is no community for psychedelic rock bands around here. So, you know, even if people don't seriously fit into that category, there's bound to be people that are interested in what we do and the type of community that we want to build. And so we've just been talking around to lots of different local artists and, you know, seeing what people are up to and what kind of shows we can throw. So it's going to be cool.
Is there a lot of people that do that up in your neck of the woods? The house?
We are starting to find more places, people with farmland and things like that. And, you know, big spaces where, you know, you can get away with doing a house show.
I actually, it wasn't Forbes, but it was one of those type business magazines put out an article not too long ago about the industry in America of house concerts and festivals and stuff. And like, it's a legit thing. Like they were talking about a lot of the major music markets, like even Austin, like their local bands. That's how they're doing it, because you're finding that venues are getting bought out by. I was in Atlanta last weekend. There was a little neighborhood theater, but it was owned by Live Nation. Live Nation bought the theater.
Of course they
And
did.
that's garbage, man. So that's like, I think that may be the next evolution of it. Plus, who doesn't love an outdoor festival or a concert? So
Yeah.
we've thought about putting one on here. I've got a few acres and could put a stage down at the bottom. So
You should.
That'd be awesome.
I really, really, really want to. It's a matter of having the time to build it and do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was even thinking about like getting a bus to pick you up, like Plaza Midwood or Noda or whatever neighborhoods rent a school bus to go around and pick people up.
Bust them out, man. You gotta get them out here.
Yeah. So you said the EP is coming out. You're hoping for the fall? Or I guess we're in the fall.
Late November is what
Late
we're
November.
hoping for. Yeah.
Fingers
Awesome.
crossed.
You got any upcoming shows you guys are doing?
Yeah, we're doing October 28th. We're doing this really sweet house show for Halloween. It's going to be cool. It's going to be in Taylorsville. Trying to remember the address again. It's 462 Brook Hollow, and that's in Taylorsville.
Right on. Is it just you guys, a couple other bands?
It's going to be us and our friends Midnight Airwave.
Right.
Love those dudes.
Yeah.
And Cattle Mutilators. Those guys are great,
Those
too.
guys are hilarious. I have an interview with them from Grooving the Madness, and dude's chewing his gum in the microphone the whole time. So I don't know if I can use it, but it's hilarious. But man, it's terrible to listen to.
Yeah. And I guess there's another group on there called Black Eyed Kids.
Black Eyed Kids.
I haven't met them or heard them yet.
There's so many bands up there. I was really like, there was
Be a surprise.
the guys that performed his Opus. You know those dudes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Those guys were great.
cool.
Did they keep their name? Do you know what's going on with them?
I don't know.
I don't even know where to find those guys.
From what I've heard, they disbanded. I think the guitar player is still working with, I want to say the bass player.
Right. Yeah, they seem like they were
but they don't
pros.
have the drummer anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're trying to pull something else together.
We can we can hit them up and have you or have them get in contact with you.
Yeah, for sure.
For
Do
sure.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that dude.
They're like the nicest guys.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
They are so cool.
super nice.
Yeah.
Who else was there? The Broad Pickups. I've
Yeah.
seen them out and about a bunch. Did you guys play Cornelius recently?
We played Cornelius.
That was our first.
That was
show.
our very first show. We
Yeah.
did Old Town Public House.
Okay.
Um,
I thought I saw you guys were gonna do Studio 13 or something like that.
we will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We will definitely.
That's a good little venue,
We've-
man.
Yeah, we've known Case since
years.
he was
Oh,
like
really?
starting out with open mic nights.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
at,
cool.
At
Bella Love.
Bella Love.
Bella
Love, yeah.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've worked with Case quite a bit. We've talked about doing a live podcast from there with like.
Oh,
artists.
that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Would you
a
guys be
great
down
dude.
to do it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
I'm trying, like I got to put enough acts together to bring it in, but like I'm thinking like a little variety show where guys come up and play 2 or 3 songs and then
Yeah.
rotate
Yeah.
through.
If there's anything going on, we're pretty much always down. Cool. That's like
Absolutely.
that's pretty much our policy when it comes to playing out and even writing. I mean, we pretty much it's just anything goes. We don't really.
Right.
It's not really like, oh, that's to this or to that. You know, we just do whatever.
Well, that's kind of the beauty of psychedelic rock. Like it just kind of flows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not there's structure to it, but not like rigid verse chorus verse bullshit.
You can
Yeah.
make it as heavy or as dark as you want to, but you can make it as pretty and as light and happy as you want
Yeah.
to as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
it's kind of anything you want to make it.
You guys
That's
should.
the beauty.
Have you ever played
sure.
around with the old school like overhead projector oil skin shit? They used
We
to
are
do?
working
Okay.
on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's make this an announcement.
Yeah, we are
We'll
currently
take-
working on
we'll-
that.
Yeah, we'll take care of this announcement. We're looking for a liquid light show wizard
Nice.
to come out with us all the time.
That'd be
Always.
badass.
Yeah, yeah. I want to find that guy so bad.
I found a cool app you can actually run through Chromecast. But it's not the same, but it's pretty
Right.
cool. Actually, I want to put a projector down here and you can sit on your phone. You can control. It's what they use at the Visual Light Theater.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Heck yeah. But yeah, we definitely want to add that really old school aesthetic
Yeah.
to things, just because it. I feel like the Liquid Light show, because I've seen them. We went and saw the Black Angels, and they have
just recently,
Yeah.
about 2 months ago, I think.
yeah, and they have the Mustachio Light show. This guy is a wizard, you know,
Really?
visual wizard. But you know those kinds of visuals coupled with psychedelic music and really heavy like reverb washed, just has this way of like really transporting you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It takes you somewhere, and and that's beautiful. And I mean that's what music is about for me. I want to forget where I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Use that. It should be an escape.
Yeah. I mean
we
we're-
haven't even performed a cover as a band yet.
Yeah,
You know,
that hasn't
we've
even
only
happened.
done original music
That's
thus
cool.
far.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
So we'll get to one. You know, we always talk about doing it.
we
but
always bullshit about doing
yeah,
covers.
we're always
but-
like, oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
all gonna learn this one this week,
Yeah.
right?
and then we end up working on a new, Dawn or Dead song
Yeah.
instead,
Yeah, it doesn't
it just
matter.
ends up that way.
It'd be cool to take something that's completely out of your realm.
That's
and
what we would
make
like
it
to
into
do.
something psych. Yeah.
Yeah, either
Yeah.
something out of the realm or something old that deserves to be revisited.
Right.
You
That-
know, right?
Oh, I thought of something. I would like to say that psychedelic rock, this band, equipment wise,
Uh-huh.
has been the most expensive fucking project I've ever done. I've been playing in bands for 10 years. I've been playing out this year. It's been 10 years. So, and I've played in a shitload of bands, done
Yeah.
a bunch of different projects. And this one is the most expensive.
Is that just by virtue of effects you need? or-
Just trying to keep it between effects and just tube amps and hollow bodies and
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to kind of keep
We-
it old sounding.
Once
you
we
know?
ventured into the sound, we started to get pretty picky, and we realized that the current rigs that we had just weren't going to make the kind of sounds that we wanted to make. So
Exactly.
we had to make adjustments, and we started, having to take it really seriously, saving up cash for the right kind of effects, like that are going to hit people and going to strike them, make them really feel something out in the audience, You sometimes, you really have to put the money into it to get those certain sounds, because the littlest thing can make the biggest difference.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we're not even done yet.
Yeah.
Neither of us are even close to done with our rigs.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. That's how I feel about it too. I have lists, of stuff. It's like, okay, like this is the ideal rig,
Right.
for now.
See, a few years ago I sold all my pedals and shit, and I got this Vox, which is cool, but it's got all these like built-in sounds. Like, you can program it on a computer.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's handy to like make sounds, but there's no soul in the sound. It's so digital and crisp and just
right.
wrong.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's not all saturated and warm and shit.
Yeah, and it's even got a tube in it, but it just doesn't sound right.
And that's been an adventure too, because like I was telling you earlier, I'm recording this acoustic instrumental, and I really wanted it to sound like getting that analog sound via digital. It's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just extremely expensive, even in software itself, like buying plugins and things like that.
Yeah.
It's really crazy how expensive it can be just to like replicate something, that was standard and easy to come by not that long ago.
Right. There's a guy here in Concord, and I wish I knew his name. Don Eidman's recorded with him, but he does all analog, old school tape analog
wow.
shit. Yeah.
I bet that's expensive. Do you know how much?
I don't think it's super bad, because I think he does it for love. I think he's a retiree,
that's
and he
cool.
just likes doing it.
That's cool.
That's what's up.
Because a spool of half-inch tape nowadays is like $100. That's 30 minutes of recording time.
Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy.
It's probably not made very much, right? Like, who's still making magnetic tape?
The same people that were making it.
Really?
They just like quadrupled the price on it.
You might as well. It's in demand.
Yeah.
Write it out.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere where they're making Kodak film again.
Really?
Or not, it's not Kodak, it was a Polaroid film. Like the little
Nice.
instant pictures.
Oh no.
Nice. Yeah.
It's good, because when the apocalypse happens, at least we'll still have analog tunes.
Yeah.
So do you guys play in any other projects, or is this pretty much all you do?
We have a older project that we're trying to revive at the moment. It's one that we did for about 3 years. It's called Takati Sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a doom stoner progressive metal band.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so we've been in the process of rehearsing that band again and trying to get ready to put it back in motion and do some shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that project was really cool, and we put a lot of time and a lot of love and a lot of effort into it. Sometimes it's really hard, people, and especially because we had so many. I mean, we were a five piece.
Yeah.
And when every person in the band is like, it's just like explosively creative, it gets really complicated really fast, and the dynamic turns from like what best fits the song to like who can yell the loudest.
Yeah.
And that's hard to kind of deal with over long periods of time.
I think you end up with it in every band, and that just it takes time for it to click. And there's very few bands where it's fucking magic with them.
Yeah.
But when it does, it is.
Yeah. I mean, with Dawn or Deads, we've been having a hard time keeping people around. I mean, when we really started back up and we're like, okay, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna find the people. I mean, just finding the lineup that we had for Groovin' the Madness took months.
Really?
You know, we went through a few people before we found Zach and Billy and AJ,
Because the only real way that we got people to stick around and take it seriously was me and DJ had the songs lined up, and we're like, well, we don't care who it is. We just need to find good players, and we're going to go into the studio and we're going to make this EP. And if these players don't stick around, like, we'll use the EP to, find players that will eventually stick around.
Right.
So, doing that was an exciting experience for, I mean, all of us. And so it's gotten some people to stick around, and it's been awesome, to get to know new people.
Mm-hmm.
This whole circuit, like I said, the last project we were in was, doom metal. So it's like,
Yeah.
this is a whole new crowd, a whole new scene to us. And it's been all love and all good vibes. And it's been a great experience. Me and DJ have both been playing out for a long time, and we've not really ventured into a scene that was as open and as loving as this.
Yeah.
So it's been great.
Dear metal scene, be nicer to each other.
Yeah, please.
Please.
It's a rough scene.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's weird. People are like really competitive in metal for no reason, really.
It's an aggressive music anyway. So
Yeah, well,
it's
crazy because I've always seen it like there's a lot of in like really archaic communities and stuff. They wear those big scary masks. They have those gnarly ceremonies, and the point of those ceremonies is to scare away bad spirits and evil things. And I always kind of looked at heavier music like metal and stuff like that in the same light, because you meet a lot of these guys in these groups, and they're really calm.
Yeah.
They're really like mellow people.
For sure.
Yeah, it's because they're just trying to scare away the negativity around them in their lives.
It's a really, really interesting take.
Yeah.
And it's true too. I interviewed a guy a while back in Statesville, a bass player for a metal band. And he was just so timid and quiet and calm, and it's like, then you listen to the music, and I'm like, damn, where does it?
What?
We're like, I like to play reggae and shit, and I'm a pretty uptight, angry person most of the time, so maybe it works both ways.
Yeah, for sure.
So you guys are gonna try to do the festival circuit next summer, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited for next year, because at least because now we have a little bit of a jump start.
Mm-hmm.
on getting to know people, and just now our name is out there a lot more than it was for this last year.
Right. Which ones are the main ones you want to hit up? Got any in mind?
Well, I'll definitely Groove in the Madness, or whatever
They go
that
with next year.
whatever the guys from Midnight Airwave decide to throw.
Right.
Anything that they decide to throw. Those dudes are so great.
Yeah, they really are.
Oh man, it'd be so cool to get into Grover Fest.
Yeah.
It would be.
That one would be
Grover's pretty good.
That would be really cool. I've never been, actually.
Really?
I've never been. Yeah.
I haven't either, full disclosure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, this is really my first year doing any of it. Shakedown was my first North Carolina festival.
I haven't heard of Shakedown. Where's that?
Shakedown was right up the road here in Concord. Fred Heinz from Late Night Special put it on.
Oh, cool.
I think it was his second year. He's got 2 stages out there. Man, he had a good lineup. The Wormholes were there, the Lovely Buds, Gonzo. There was a ton of good bands there.
I miss Gonzo. We should try and get up with them sometime.
Oh yeah, those are my
guys are
favorite
great.
guys.
Yeah, they used to come see us when we were doing Takati.
Really?
They used to come out to shows.
Oh yeah, dude. Charles is a contributor to the website. He writes a column.
Oh, cool.
That it takes me forever to go through and edit it, because he just writes it, blam, yeah.
Yeah. We were putting together a zine at one point called Thank You Peter, and our friend Alex would write. We had all of our friends like kind of contribute little things, and every time our friend Alex, and we were doing it all on a typewriter, and we were like photocopying it and
awesome.
like gluing it together and all such nonsense, just making it harder for ourselves than it actually had to be. But it was cool. It looked cool.
Yeah.
But our friend Alex would just like type out all this stuff, and there'd be like no punctuation. Like you had to guess the spelling, and I'm editing it, and I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah.
Why did we do it on a typewriter? That's awesome. Yeah, I love what you're doing.
Thank
What
you.
you're doing here, man. That's great.
It's only going to get better as I get more help, and next year's going to be really fun. I mean, I didn't think I'd be where I'm at in a year. Just starting this out as a guy with a dumb idea. It's not a dumb idea. It's turned into a good idea.
Yeah.
And it keeps growing. So if we start doing the streaming shows and like I want to do live versions of this, which will be unfiltered, we won't have the luxury of being able to cut shit out.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Could be more fun that way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I'll get better at this. I got a lot. I'm a mechanic by trade, so this is, completely out of my realm. So Shakedown Fest, you guys should try to get into. What about Camp Juju? You hear about that?
I heard about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about it. I saw like an advertisement on Facebook like a few days before it was going down.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it.
That's I think I don't think the Duke Tan guys put that on, but Cottle Creek plays out there, and that's who you need to get up with, man. It's Duke Tan.
Yeah.
Waylon is all about the festival scene.
Yeah, I'd like to for sure.
Yeah, I'll try to connect you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What was the other? There's the Barnstock.
Barnstock. Oh yeah,
I got shunned by them this year, so.
Oh really?
A little bit. I was a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm still a little butthurt about it.
That's a bummer.
Well, that's how I ended up at Groove in the Madness.
Oh, cool.
It worked out.
Yeah, that's great.
I submitted to them to get a media thing, and they never really got back to me. And they're like, "Well, you can come next year." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that." Then found Groovin'.
Yeah, that's great. Then I'm glad it happened.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. I met so many awesome people there.
Yeah.
Corn Dog, Chuck Bryan, the tie dye guy.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
The guys in Midnight Airwaves. The Goodnight Brothers were there, which I still, come on, Neil, I can never get them on.
Oh,
we
really?
can never work it out. Yeah,
What?
It's hilarious.
What?
Yeah, I'll see them out and about, and I'll be too hammered to talk or whatever. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by. Donner Deads. You can catch them October 28th at Robbie's at 462 Brook Hollow Road up in Taylorsville. That's a house party that is public. You heard it here first. So anyway, thanks, guys, for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. That was Blaine and DJ from the Donner Deads. The Halloween show that was on the 28th obviously has passed us by, but I am told it was a huge success, a lot of fun. A lot of people showed up. It seems like they still may be looking for a bass player, but check their Facebook page for that information. You can go check out one of DJ's latest releases now on Bandcamp. In fact, that's the music you're hearing behind me now. So thanks, DJ, for that. And I'll stick a link to that song in the notes and in the Facebook post and all of those good spots. Thank you for listening and supporting local artists. Go check out our website, PiedmontArtistProfiles.com. That's PiedmontArtistProfiles.com. That name is going to get a lot shorter. There's a hint as to what we got coming up. And be sure to subscribe to us in your favorite podcast app. Leave a review and comment and all those kinds of things. We need feedback. It helps us to right the ship. Once you launch the ship, have you ever seen the way they launch a ship, man? Like on its side, doing all the rollers and stuff, and it hits the water and just whoosh over to the one side, and then it ends up upright. That's kind of what I feel we're doing right now. Whoosh! We whooshed, and we're back. We're back. Like we're back on the second. I'm rambling. You want to hear a sob story? My sweet fancy digital USB interface that I use for multi-channel tracking. It burned up. The power supply burned up. So I'm using the shitty old mixer, and actually I can't even really hear myself in headphones, and I have no playback. So the song that you're hearing in the background, I'm gonna have to put it in post. And I can't really talk to the beat or nothing because I don't even really know what it sounds like in my head. Anyway, to play us out, we're gonna have this little ditty from the Groove in the Madness Festival. This is the Donner Deads with 2 Steps Ahead.